Hello, welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name's Joe. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. Chelsea won, Man United won. A decent result there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you'd have took a draw. You would have took a draw at the start of the game. I think we all sort of agreed. Drop Ronaldo, you better fucking prove you were right here. I think we'd all say, okay, you had something there, I think. What was the setup? The setup was clearly try and be compact, hit them on the break. We conceded 24 chances, but there wasn't many major clear-cut chances where you're like, oh, they really should have done better there. They just had a bit of an accumulation of really shit chances, didn't they, really, which is good. So you can say more or less job done. Give a lot of corners away, hell of a lot of corners, which ultimately led to the downfall as trying to clear one of those corners. Wan-Bissaka's come through the back of Thiago Silva, which someone's just tweeted me on the old Twitter machine with a link to Kante accidentally kicking through the back of Tony Marshall a couple of years ago in the FA Cup semi-final, which was not giving us a foul. So a bit of consistency from the referees would be nice because, like you said, once he's given it, they're not going to overrule it because you're like, well, it was him. Yeah. Like, where's the obvious error here?
He does kick him.
Yeah, but I think it's extremely, extremely soft. And I put it out on Twitter, like, I thought we were robbed. And loads of people just completely disagreeing because that's Twitter. And we're like, yeah, but you were dominated. Yeah, we were dominated. And out of them 24 shots, it took the one from the spot for them to actually put it in the back of the net. Like, we'd set up in a certain way. You knew you were going to concede chances to them. You knew you were going to concede possession and territory to them. But we were clinical on the break, which is what we was asked to be. And I think United deserved, I don't know, I'm happy-ish with a draw, but it feels like we did what we came to do, and that feels like we should maybe get the 3 points out of doing that. I don't think Chelsea would have complained if we had done. And like I said, I just think it was an extremely soft penalty.
And do you think as well that just the way we're talking about this game, we're disappointed not to have won. You can make arguments that they were slightly lucky to score the way they did. That is a massive change compared to after the Liverpool game, after the City game, even after the Leicester game, or the Wolves game where I thought we were lucky to win early in the season. Am I blind? Am I just optimistic? Or are we seeing some slight differences to the Solskjaer reign? To me, that looked like Carrick had done things a bit differently. Like, the press was slightly there. I thought, like, this didn't just seem like, business as usual, get rid of Solskjaer, but the coaching's the same, so the performance is the same. Did we look tactically and, sort of set up slightly differently, or is that just me being optimistic?
No, I thought there's obviously going to have been some consultation. I know Sky zoomed in. We obviously don't have the sound on when we're doing the watch-along, but someone's told me since that when they were zooming in on Carrick, whoever was talking was saying, oh, he's probably on the phone to Ralph Rangnick, which, oh, really? Like, You had to go to unit for figuring that one out? Like, I mean, he probably was. He might not have been because Darren Fletcher has been on the call or on the phone every game this season. Like, he sits in the director's box with a headset in. So he's on the phone to somebody. I have no idea who that was, and I highly doubt it was Rangnick in August. So I'd love to know who he's talking to. It might literally be a video analyst at United who's going, I want to see that back. Yeah, that one's good. What's that? Where was he? Who was in the right position? All right, cool, yeah. Make sure that one goes in. What was he doing then? I want to see that in the report. And maybe he's just sort of steering the video report that he's going to get in the morning live. I think that would make more sense when you look at what he's been doing from August to now, rather than because who was he on the phone to otherwise?
It wasn't Ralph Rangnick in August, was it? Like you said.
So I think this performance definitely. I'm sure Ralph Rangnick's in the WhatsApp group now, and I'm sure that he's probably had a Zoom call at the Players' Hotel last night with them where he's introduced them to himself. This United team has pressed before; it just hasn't done recently. So I've seen people say, oh, you're going to get loads of injuries and this and the other. We'd already, I don't know if you remember this, when Ollie took over, we were bottom of every single league table there was possible to be in terms of sprints and distance covered and all the rest of that. And he got us up to like 4th or 5th into that list. So we weren't the best, but we'd certainly flipped it on its head, and now we were no longer nowhere near the worst. So we'd already started to become that. That's fell off in the last 6 months for whatever reason. So I don't necessarily think it's the most insane thing for Rangnick to tweak what we saw today and maybe take it to the next level. I think this was clearly us trying to get ready for Rangnick. And Michael Carrick's obviously no fool. I think he'd have been looking at what Rangnick teams do. And he might have even independently gone, well, actually, I think this is a good move for us to come out and try and press this back three, especially with Sancho and Rashford and Bruno trying to put that back three under pressure. And I think I said it during the watch along a couple of times. You saw a press from United. Now, it's all right, someone like Carrick, who might not be, one of the pioneers of the Gegenpressing pressing, it might be all right, him coming in and saying, right, let's do this. The fine nuances of, okay, what happens though when we get it past Bruno and they get it past him and they're kind of exposing a bit of our soft underbelly? That's where someone like Rangnick might have had the experience and the answers to be like, well, this is what we do and this is how we prevent those sorts of things to make you more solid and maybe turn it away from being pressing and countering the way we did today to pressing, keeping the ball up. Because there was a few times, Chelsea did it to us way more, but there was a few times that United pressed Chelsea's back line, forced them into a shit long ball, and we recovered it before the halfway line, and we started our attack again. And you're like, yes, this, more of this. So hopefully we can transition from less of that into more of that, and you might start to see United begin to start dominate games again. I'm excited for it, whether it's 6 months or not. Whoever's going to be the full-time manager on the back end of that, I hope it's someone like a Ten Hag, but this is going to be a very interesting 6 months, I think, for United, and I can't wait.
Obviously, a lot of focus on Rangnick. He's the next guy in, looking like the Arsenal game. Some rumours it might have to wait till the weekend, but, whenever it is, he's the guy. Does Michael Carrick deserve a bit of credit here? Because we were awful for most of the season, but, particularly from Leicester onwards until Solskjaer got sacked. We've now had a clean sheet away from home at Villarreal, confirming our top spot in the group. We've now drawn 1-1 and we're almost upset not to have won against the best team in Europe, arguably. Does Carrick deserve a bit of credit? It's only 2 games, but, he is the manager at the minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't go overboard. I wouldn't start putting him in the frame for taking the job on full time. I guess we'll find out. Rangnick's obviously going to become a director. I wouldn't rule it out, him maybe putting his name into the hat, but I hope it's only as a name to fill out a shortlist, and that's not the extent of what we've done. I think the club does need to take it into a different direction and actually put a plan in and see it through. Solskjaer being given the job was reactionary. He was meant to have been an interim. And the same with Rangnick. Even if Rangnick comes in and is successful, cool. I would now want to see what he can do as some sort of a director and give it a bit more of an administrative role while we bring in someone who wants to be a manager, that can be a manager for several years going forward. As much as people want to say football's changed, I want to believe that you can still build legacies and work towards something over a sustained period of time, and that's what I want to see United do.
Lovely. Thank you very much for joining us today. Get your actions in the comments as well. Does Carrick deserve a bit of credit? Does this team look more like a Rangnick team already? Rumours that he may have been sort of speaking to the players, guiding certain directions already. Who knows? Should United have won the game? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining us again. Man United 1, Chelsea 1. Not a bad result. We'll see you in a bit.